At first glance, a diet rich in rice, noodles, bread, and cereal might seem perfectly adequate, especially if it's filling and provides energy throughout the day. But what many people don't realize is that consistently eating large amounts of refined carbohydrates can actually mask deeper nutritional deficiencies, particularly in the family of B vitamins. This is especially dangerous because it creates a false sense of dietary sufficiency. People may feel tired, mentally foggy, or emotionally off, and never suspect that the very carbs they rely on are at the root of a slow, hidden form of malnutrition. Refined starches, like white rice, white bread, pasta, and processed snack foods, are usually stripped of their natural nutrients during manufacturing. In whole form, grains contain the bran and germ, which are rich sources of thiamine, B1, niacin, B3, riboflavin, B2, and folate, B9. But the refining process removes these parts of the grain, leaving behind mostly starch, the part that quickly converts to glucose in the bloodstream and offers no meaningful vitamin content. Unless these foods are specifically fortified, they deliver calories with almost zero support for the body's complex nutritional needs. Thiamine, vitamin B1, in particular, plays a crucial role in carbohydrate metabolism. It helps convert glucose into usable energy and supports the nervous system. Ironically, a high-carb diet increases the body's demand for thiamine because more carbohydrates require more of this vitamin to be processed effectively. But if the carbs are coming from B1 depleted sources like white rice and white flour, the body is left in a state of high demand and low supply. Over time, this can lead to a deficiency, even if calorie intake seems adequate or even excessive. Early symptoms of thiamine deficiency are subtle but damaging: fatigue, irritability, poor memory, muscle weakness, and loss of appetite. These can easily be misattributed to stress, overwork, or aging. In more serious cases, deficiency may progress to conditions like beriberi, a disease that impairs cardiovascular and neurological function, or Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome, a severe neurodegenerative disorder. Alarmingly, people with high-carb, low-nutrient diets may be heading toward these conditions without realizing it, especially if alcohol consumption is added into the mix, which further depletes B1. Folate, B9, is another victim of carb-centric eating patterns. This essential B vitamin supports DNA synthesis, cell division, and red blood cell formation. It's found naturally in leafy greens, legumes, and whole grains, but again, not in refined carbs. Without proper folate intake, individuals may experience anemia, immune suppression, digestive issues, and even neural tube defects in unborn children. And if a person's diet is heavily reliant on white bread, pasta, and low-quality cereals, especially those not fortified, folate levels can quietly fall to dangerously low levels over time. One of the biggest dangers here is how high-carb diets mask the warning signs. Because these foods provide short bursts of glucose energy, they may temporarily alleviate fatigue or improve mood, giving a false sense of health. But this effect is short-lived, and the underlying nutrient deficit continues to grow. Eventually, energy crashes become more severe, mood swings more intense, and cognitive fog more persistent. And the solution, more carbs, only deepens the problem because it feeds the dependency without supplying what the body truly needs. Children and adolescents are especially vulnerable to these effects. Many school breakfasts and lunches are built around starchy staples: cereal, toast, pasta, cookies, and flavored rice. These meals may meet calorie requirements, but fall critically short on micronutrients, especially if fresh fruits and vegetables, beans, or animal-based foods are lacking. As a result, children may struggle with attention, mood regulation, immune challenges, and developmental delays, all while eating a diet that appears sufficient on paper. It's important to note that while some refined carb products are fortified, fortification is inconsistent and often incomplete. Not all flours, cereals, or rice products include meaningful amounts of B vitamins, and the synthetic versions added may not be as bioavailable or effective as those found in whole foods. Plus, these fortified foods often still contain added sugars, preservatives, and unhealthy fats, further compromising overall health. What's especially troubling is how this problem often goes undiagnosed. Routine blood panels may not detect early-stage B vitamin deficiencies unless specifically tested for. Many people are treated for symptoms like depression, fatigue, or digestive issues with medications, while the real problem lies in a diet dominated by high glycemic starches and starved of essential nutrients. This is the silent epidemic of refined carbohydrate malnutrition, calorie-rich, vitamin-poor eating patterns that leave the body exhausted and imbalanced. The solution isn't just cutting carbs entirely, but replacing refined starches with whole food alternatives that naturally contain B vitamins, like brown rice, oats, quinoa, lentils, dark leafy greens, eggs, seeds, and legumes. Supplementation may help in some cases, but it should never be used as an excuse to continue a nutrient-depleting diet. In the end, high-carb eating doesn't just fill your plate, it depletes your reserves. If those carbs aren't paired with fiber, minerals, and real vitamins, they quietly drain your body's nutritional balance, even as they momentarily satisfy hunger. That's the trap of refined starches. They pretend to fuel you, but they leave you running on empty, both mentally and physically.